Hello, and welcome to your Gift Will Make Room for You with Cheryl T. Ricks. And today we have with us Miss Tamika Baut. What's the noun pronunciation again?
Bautista.
Bautista. She's with us to share how she's using her gift, talents, and ability to help the world. So, welcome, Tamika, and
Hello. Thanks for inviting me.
you're welcome. Now, tell us who you are and what are some of the things you're doing.
Okay, well, I'm Tamika Bautista. I'm 48 years old. I basically do bankruptcy every state now, Chapter 7, helping people. And I also do taxes, certified with the IRS. I have my own business. And I also do credit repair. I just do different services to help my community.
Now, you know what, all those services that you provide, give people a fresh start, help people
Yeah.
to know that, life do get good again and better than we can imagine that
Yes.
it can be. So how did you get into doing these services?
Well, when I moved from Maryland, I moved in 2006 and I had to sell my home, everything in Maryland. So I came to Florida and I was like, okay, I need to start over, do a bankruptcy, start fresh, get my life together in a new state. And I went to an attorney and I talked to her and she was like, oh, it was like $1,500. I'm like, "No, I can't afford that." So then I went home, me as the person I am, and researched it and did it myself. So that's how I
Wow.
started. Yeah. And then I just started helping other people. And it was funny because when I went to the bankruptcy court, she was there with the client. And she looked at me. I was like, yeah, I'm representing myself. Yeah. So I did
Wow.
it. So from there, 2006, I'm really like 2007. I've been doing bankruptcy since then.
Wow. That is amazing. When you started doing the credit repair.
Yeah, I started like 2010 after my sister did bankruptcy, like 2009. Then I started like helping her rebuild her credit. And then since we wasn't in Maryland no more, we handled do our taxes. So I started doing our taxes too. Once we got here like 2007. And then after I was doing our taxes, then at the job, my company, they wanted people was asking. So I just started helping people.
Wow. Isn't that amazing? And the gift is called your gift, your show is called Your Gift Will Make Room for You. And look how your gifts, talents, and abilities are helping you make room for you and helping people in the community. So, how,
Yes.
before you learned to do all those things, what were you doing on your job? What was your career like?
Oh, I was working at Ford Motor Credit Company, just regular customer service, service and finance and like the vehicles of financing and doing just paperwork, just regular normal paperwork.
And how long did you do that before you started using your gift to make room for you?
Well, I was working at that company since 1999. So I transferred from Maryland to here. So I started like I said, I started like in 2007. I got here, I had to, help my sister because she moved here with me, so I wouldn't be here by myself because my job closed in Maryland and they relocated me here. So
Wow.
then she came moved here with me, so I wouldn't be in a whole new state by myself. So then I had to help her, fix her credit, get her a job, and all this stuff. So yeah,
So
I went from
let me
there.
ask you a question. Transition is difficult, so is change.
Hmm.
What was it about moving from Maryland to Florida to allow you to, tap into all these other abilities that lay dormant in you? What was it about the transition? Because sometimes they say you need a new start, you need a new place, you need a new beginning. What was it about moving from Maryland to Florida to help bring about all these new gift talents and abilities that you discovered?
It was more, I had more freedom, and like in the state of Florida, it was easier because like in Maryland, it was just like straight work. Cause I had my own house and everything. And then it was so easy, like the transition. I like took a walk out on faith. I'm like, if it's meant for me to move to Florida, everything will line up and everything felt right in place. It was like the easiest move. And I'm moving from a whole new state. I never been out of the state of Maryland. And I packed my whole family up and moved here to Florida. And it was like a piece of cake. And we love it. And we've been here like 17 years now.
Isn't that amazing when God
Hmm.
is trying to do a new thing in our life, when He's trying to progress us? We have to go like Abraham had to go. It's when He said, leave your family and your kindred,
Hmm.
leave your country and your family and go where I will show you. And for many people, that is a scary proposition. Like, even with
Yeah.
Abraham, like, you go where, how, where, when,
Yeah, just packing up and going to a whole new state, leaving your whole family and friends. You don't have no family here. Yeah, people don't really do that. I did it, and I'm glad, so glad I did. I love it here.
Now let me ask you this. How was it to have the support of your sister to come there with you and your family and say, "Yeah, baby, let's go do that. Let's go and do what God is calling you to do."
Well, when I moved, after I moved here, and my sister, we always had a close relationship. And so I told her come visit me this summer, and she liked it. Because after I left, like when I was in Maryland, I basically was helping her with her kids, like taking them to school because she worked far away. And after I left, she didn't have me or nobody to help her. So I'm like, just come here with me, and then we'll make it work. And so she took a walk out and she moved and loved it too. She came here with me.
Isn't that amazing? You know, a lot of
Yes,
people, they do new things and they want a new beginning, but sometimes they don't have the support that they need from
right.
family and friends. And
Yep,
you were truly blessed to have your husband and your kids and your sister. That must have
absolutely.
been made it a lot easier knowing that you didn't have to take that trip alone.
Right, yeah, because it made it much easier with my husband and my kids and everything. 'Cause they was young, daycare, everything. So yeah, everything worked out perfect.
But you know what? One of the things that you mentioned about learning how to do these new skills when you had to use those skills and the cost that came with those skills and those resources. So what was it about you that allowed you to say, you know what? I'm going to find out what that process is and I'm going to do it for myself. What was that like to go from Tamika in Maryland to Tamika in Florida that's now like,
Mm.
hey, everything new. I'm a new person. I got a new beginning. You know, how was that transition for you?
It was easy because I like to learn different stuff. I like to do research. So I'm like, basically, I don't, know people here, people scamming and doing all. I'm like, I'm gonna learn for myself, and that way I can be able to help people. Because normal people, like in our community, they don't understand the process of bankruptcy. They'll prefer to keep all this bad stuff on your credit report instead of just like getting a fresh start. So that's why I did my research so I can help everybody. I like to help people.
Well, you know, isn't that how it starts? You know, you have a heart to help and make a difference. And usually God uses us to do things for others that he allowed him or us to do for ourselves. So when we learn that, you know, whatever God bring us to, that's who he's going to send us back to, those same people that got those same kinds of challenges or having those same kinds of problems. We're the one that go back and help them. There's a scripture that says once the patient is healed, she becomes the doctor. So going back and help other people who walked in the shoes that you used to walk in is really what it's all about when you let your gift make room for you. So how was it for your family to see that you were in this new state and now you learning bankruptcy, you know, you learning how to do credit repair and do tax. What was it? How did you doing all these new things encourage or inspire your family and friends back home to say, you know what? Not only do I need a service, I need to learn some new things myself.
Yeah, everybody like back home, they like all of them, like people I know, I do their taxes. Half of them file bankruptcy, do credit repair. Everybody trusts me, and everybody's like, okay, you doing it? Let me try it. And then they see that I know what I'm doing, and they keep referring people. Because when I started, I was only doing the state of Florida and Maryland. 'Cause, those two states. I'm from there, but now I'm doing North Carolina. I'm doing New Jersey, New York. I'm doing almost every state I didn't touch. Georgia, everywhere. Yep. So now I'm
And you
like
know,
doing it everywhere.
that's how you and I met.
I know.
I met Sharon, and Sharon was telling me about how you had helped her with what she was dealing with.
Yep.
And at that time, I was contemplating bankruptcy.
Yeah.
And I was looking on, like, you know, you can file all these things yourself, but just so happened when my circumstances came to where I needed the bankruptcy, I had done some research too. And
Mm-hmm.
then I saw how you could do it yourself.
Yep.
However, I didn't have the kind of confidence that God gave you to do it on my own. But what
Yeah.
I did do was gather all my information. I wrote down all my bills. I wrote down I just wrote it all out in a Word document, all my bills, what the cost was. I gathered all the documents. So when I did need a attorney in Maryland that did bankruptcy Chapter 7, and she gave me a good price, had a payment plan, and I reached out to my community, and my sisters helped me get the money. I sold some books, and I was able to come up with the money. Like, her prices were very reasonable, and her payment plan was really good. And she said, "I just need this to get to file it, and we're going to get the ball rolling." And because I did go online to see what you had to do to file it yourself, all the documents and everything that she needed me to send her, I had it. And we we did it so quickly that, and you do have to do your own due diligence. Even if you somebody else doing it, you still need to know what the process is, what it's all
Exactly. Do your
about.
own research.
And
Absolutely.
right. And the other thing with you, not only do they get to file these things and actually have somebody that's reputable with character and ethics, but they also get to find out what that process is like. And sometimes people want things they want things done, but they don't have somebody to educate them on what the process is. So you do educate them on what those processes. So
and I help them rebuild after they file bankruptcy. Then I have them wait like 6 months, and then I help them get their credit started back up. I give them sites that help them get credit cards, like to rebuild. I help them rebuild their credit so they can start over.
Now, that is really awesome. And some people may be thinking about bankruptcy, but they may feel like a lot of people, poor people, people don't have a lot. They're like, oh, but that I owe it. So I should, they don't realize that God says, in 7 years, if you owe that, it's canceled out. And rich people and people that are influential, they use bankruptcy as a tool to get some under the debt and rebuild their life and go and do well. So tell us something about the bankruptcy process and what it's all about and how people can use it to their advantage.
Basically, like the most people that file bankruptcy, the majority of my clientele, they have too many credit cards. Like they work, but most of their money is going to their bills, so they can't survive. So bankruptcy is basically going to wipe out all of your debt, Chapter 7, and then give you a chance to start over. But now it's every 8 years because so many people was doing it. They don't let you do it every 7 years no more. You only can file every 8 years. But a lot of people misunderstand because they're like, "Oh, if I file bankruptcy, it's going to ruin my credit." It's not going to ruin your credit. Your credit already bad. You can't get approved for anything. You can have a credit score of 600. If you got a whole lot of delinquent accounts and stuff you can't pay past due, you're not going to get approved for anything. So the best thing you need to do is file bankruptcy. Start fresh because you can't file again until 8 years. So once you file, it'll clear out everything. And then another thing people misunderstand, they think when they file, they can't keep their car. You can keep your car, just keep making payments on it like you was doing originally. But if you don't want that car, sometimes people file because they can't afford their payment no more. They lost their job or something. So then you file bankruptcy, you can turn that car in. But then after you get your discharge in 4 months, you might have a new job, save us money. You can go right to the dealership and get a new car. It's real easy.
And that's one of those tools that people don't know that's available, because I remember talking to a girlfriend when I was thinking about getting a car.
My son.
When I was thinking about getting a car, my girlfriend, she said, "Well, I've had 2 repos and I've had bad credit, and I walked off the lot with a new car." She said, "You don't even have my circumstance. I know you can get a new car." So I actually went, no down payment or nothing, had a great payment plan, under $300, and I actually drove off the lot with my first car. And it's like people just don't understand that you need to create a good village, to have people in your life that know things that you don't know, that have resources that you don't know that can help you. And so I'm all big about the sister circle and creating a village so that you have people that know things that you don't know, and people
Right.
that you know things that they don't
Yep.
know. So we
Yep.
help each other. And I'm
Everybody.
sure that
Yes.
there were things that you had to learn or had to that you needed, and you had to find somebody that knew those skills and had those
Right.
abilities that you didn't have. So it's just important to recognize that we need people in our lives. We're not going to make it through life alone. And we need a Tamika, we need a Cheryl, we need a Joy, we need, John and
Right.
George and all those people. So, what were some of those things that helped you to create a business out of those skills, talents, and abilities you learned? How was it taking it as a hobby or just a thing that you needed to help yourself? How did it transition from something you did for you to turn into a business? So now you're earning a living with it.
Yeah, well, like I said, when I started small, just doing like family members and everybody, and then like word of mouth. Everybody just kept referring people and referring people. So I'm like, okay, let me register the business. And that's like with the taxes. I'm like, let me register it and get certified with the IRS because I'm like, I can go out today and get a building for my taxes and hire people. I'm certified like H&R Block. I use the same bank. I got the same database, but I just still do it small because I don't want, it's too much right now for me. But yeah, I was like, okay, it just started growing, like word of mouth, like even with like bankruptcy, like last month in the month of December, I did like 15 bankruptcies. That's how
Wow.
busy I am. My husband helped me because at first I would do like twice, like 3, 4 a month, but now it's like so many people and I'm not thank God. Cause I was praying, I was like, okay, if I can just get a couple bankruptcies a month, then I'll be good. I got triple what I asked for.
Well, that's what God's word says. He give you more than you can ask, think, or imagine. Just
Right.
imagine.
And that's true. And even like with my taxes, I started small, just using the TurboTax database, doing my friends and family. And it was so many people, I had to get certified with the IRS, like, so I can do them normal like a company. I do over 300 people a year taxes. That's how big my clientele is. And now that I do all of them people bankruptcies, all of them want me to do this in their family. So I probably doubled that this year.
So it
It,
sounds like you're gonna have to get some help because you're only one
I did.
person.
I actually did a Zoom yesterday, and I hired 2 people to do data entry for me. But I had to like get their background checks. I don't play with people information. I'm a come business, and yeah, and I know them my whole life. So yeah, yeah, I had to give me
You
some
know
help.
what? Because I met you when you were still working your job, I want you to tell how it was when you were working before you got these new skills and started these business. What was your life like when you was working your 9 to 5 before
It
you
was
got these skills?
it wasn't good because after I left Maryland, I really liked my job in Maryland, the building, the people and everything. When I moved here, it was like totally different. Like it was all of these calls, it was stressing me out. Like that's another reason why I started doing. I'm like, I gotta do something else, but I can't do this 9 to 5 every day. Like just clocking in and making money for another somebody else's business. But I can have my own company because I'm very talented. I could be doing this on my own. I shouldn't have to be going 9 to 5. And then it was making my head hurt. I was stressed out, so I couldn't keep doing that. That's another reason why I said I gotta do something.
So how long did you work your 9 to 5 and being under that stress and getting those headaches and dealing with those health issues before you actually said enough is enough, I'm leaving?
It was like the last 4 years, but I was at the company for 20 years. And then I was at the other company like 7 years. So after I think it was like the last 3 years, that's when I started cutting back on my hours and just doing more stuff for myself. I started my own credit repair business. That's when I started doing all of that stuff. So like the last 3 years, I'm like, I can't do this no more.
Now, what was it? What was it that got you to that place after all those years? What was it that said, enough's enough? I'm drawing the line in the sand. I'm not doing the stress with this job anymore. What was it that pushed you over to where you are now?
It was like the management, where they talk to people and treat you, and just having to drive like an hour to get to work. And then when you get there, like somebody watching your time, you only got 15 minutes a break, and then you only got 30-minute lunch, and then you gotta like it was like too much. It was like I can't do this. It's like the stress, like just working for somebody else, just clocking in and They stressing, they listen to every call, they complain. I was like, I can't do it. It was like too much.
Now, what was it? What was happening within you personally that said, you know what, I'm better than this. I deserve more than this. I'm just, I'm giving all to what I want for me and not this job. What was happening inside of you to make you get to that place after 3, 4 years of distress?
That's when I got sick because the job was stressing me out so bad. I was having really, really bad headaches. I got chronic migraines. So I went to the doctor. I'm like, my head hurts really, really bad. And so that's when I found out I had MS. And he's like, the stress will paralyze you. You need to calm down on the stress. And I'm like, it's the job. So then he found me an attorney to apply. He's like, you got to stop working. That was like the 3 years ago. He's like, you got to stop working. Because if you keep working there, you're gonna be in a wheelchair within a year. That's how bad I was stressed out. And now I still gotta get a shot once a month from my migraines. I got chronic migraines from that job. So it
Wow.
was my health. It was my health. It was my health or that job. And I love myself more than a job.
Now, you said you had or have MS.
I have it now.
Okay, now for people who don't know what MS is, what is it and how habilitating could it have been if you didn't get out from under all that stress?
There's multiple sclerosis. It's really bad. It's like when you have lesions on your brain, so it'll stop your mobility. It's a progressive disease. So the first stage is when you find out, it's like remittance and relapse. So that's what I was having. Like when you have really bad headaches, when any stress will make you have a relapse. And when you have a relapse, you can't get out the bed for days. It like shuts your body down. And then it keeps going from that to progressive where you can't walk, you gotta use a walker. It just keeps progressing until you die. And it's basically from stress. It'll shut
Wow.
your body down.
So people had no idea that the kind of stress that we under in our jobs and our careers and sometimes even in our life is causing us to have all these health debilitating health issues.
Yep.
And people just think, oh, I'll be all right. I'll just, I'll be off on the
Yep.
weekend. I can go back on Monday. I heard that it was some type of report done that said on Monday morning, more people have strokes and heart attack on Monday morning than any other time in the world.
hmm
We got to get better at loving ourselves in such a way that we're not sacrificing our health and our well-being and the quality of life we really deserve for a job to pay a bill. How was it to get from under living to pay a bill? To the like living to enjoy your money and not just to pay bills. How was it for that?
We will be back after this message.
Cheryl T. Ricks is the author of the published book, Sister Circle, The Power of Sisterhood, a guide to becoming the woman God designed you to be. Cheryl is the president, founder, and CEO of the Women Empowerment Circle, LLC. Her book is changing lives. It is a book for women that describes how important unity among women is to every woman's wholeness. It shows that a sister circle will help women understand the womanhood process and how to avoid the pitfalls that women often experience. It teaches women how to value themselves and each other.
Welcome back to Your Gift Will Make Room for You.
It was good. And even my doctors say, because like I said 3 years ago when I left work, it was so bad. Because like when you have multiple sclerosis, you can take some pills, but mine was so bad from the stress. I had to go every 6 months and get a treatment and sit there for hours with the treatment. And so now, after I don't work no more and I'm stressed, I don't even have to do that treatment no more. He like cut back on my medicine. He said, as long as I stay like this, non-stress, I'm fine. So it was the job stressing me out.
So, in other words, your gift gave you back good health.
Right.
And it
Yep.
gave you the quality of life you never had while working a job.
Absolutely. Because now I work at my own pace on my own time. I'm not stressed like I have people to help me if I got too many clients in one day. I'll do them the next day. I'm not going to sit here and stress overwork myself. I just balance out everything and get it done in a timely manner.
Now, one of the things that I do with my business is I help people monetize their gift, talents, and ability. There's a lot of gift, talents, and abilities that we have that we don't utilize because we're
Right,
constantly working our job. And then there's the gift, talents, and ability we use doing our jobs. So when people don't recognize the value of what they know, and they don't understand that there's lots of people who need those skills and ability and they're willing to pay them for them.
right.
What's the disconnect? Like, just because it's you, just because it's me, don't mean it don't still have value.
Oh,
People
excuse me.
need it. People need it.
A lot of people think that it's normal just to work a normal job, a 9 to 5, even though they got talents and they can be doing something else. They scared like if they stop working their job, they're not gonna be able to pay their bills and stuff. So they don't try to use their talents. They just stuck, the normal what people grow up thinking you gotta work a 9 to 5 job to survive. And that's not true.
Now, what was your transition like? So what when you was when you were you did you prepare your business before you left your job so that the income was coming in, or did you save money? What was that like?
I saved money and I started like the business was already in full effect before I even left. That's why it was so easy to transition, uh, um, stop working, but in the time when I had money to do it. Yep, I waited because I wasn't just gonna stop and all my bills behind and all that stuff. But yeah,
So how much did you have to save, and how many clients did you have to get before you transition? Say, I can let the job go now. Now that I got this business going good.
I had like 100 credit repair companies. I mean customers for my company. So I was making like 5, 10,000 a month. I had a lot of money coming in, just coming in.
Wow. And people have no idea that they can make that kind of money, which they decide how much money they want to make based on how many
Absolutely.
clients they have and doing a good job so they can have a word of mouth referral. And like I just referred somebody, I've referred different people to you and a couple of sisters here in North Carolina. She said, "Oh, I'm
Right.
so
Yeah, I love her. She's so sweet.
She is. But see, that's what God does. He prepares us to be a blessing to others, and He allows us to be blessed in the process. How many times have we done stuff for people and we didn't get anything back? Not that we did it to get something back, but we didn't ask for it, we didn't expect it, we didn't even allow it to come back to us. And then when we say, it's okay to get something back, it's okay to do things for free, it's okay to do things as a discount. And it's okay to give a good price and get paid for the services you have. There's
Yeah,
a scripture that says a workman is worthy of a hire. So God says that I will give you the ability to gain wealth. How is He giving you the ability to gain wealth? Through those gift, talents, and abilities that He give us. And all we have to do is monetize it, and not to chase the money, but to be a blessing and help more people. The more people we help, the more blessed we become.
absolutely. And like when I do bankruptcy, I charge $500, but I know nobody have $500 sitting around where they can pay. So I let everybody make payments. Just send me $100 to start, and when you get paid, you send me $50 to $100. And if you don't have it, just let me know. Pay me when you have it, not on the first, because I know everybody rent is due. So pay me when you can. I help a lot of people.
Now, that's what you call a real ministry. That is really when you're letting God use you to be a blessing. And I'm sure those people, when they get those tax returns back and they ain't got to pay all the bills, like, here you go, Sister Tanika, I got a little extra for you. It comes back in so many
It
ways.
does. You have to give back. Because that's how you be blessed. You're supposed to help people. If you're doing it just to make money, it ain't gonna work. You gotta do it because it's something you enjoy and you like helping people. I like helping people. Like even when I do taxes, if I do your taxes, you're not getting no money back. I'm not even gonna charge you, but I'm still gonna file it for you. I do pro bono. I help people. I got so many clients. One person not paying me is not gonna hurt.
You know what? That's another scripture that says you're going to reap what you sow. And every time we hear that script, that saying, we think that it's only the bad things that we do that's going to come back. But those good things come back just as fast, if not fast.
Absolutely.
You
Yep. And
know,
with my business, when we did the data sheet, me and my husband, I made $85,000 last year.
look
So
at
that's why,
God.
yep. So that's why I don't mind helping nobody.
Now, let me ask you a question. Do you train or teach other people how to do what you do so that they can learn how to prosper and help their families?
Absolutely. Yep. Like my one friend, she didn't feel like working. She wanted to branch out, so I trained her how to do credit repair, and she started her own company. And I was even sending her people to help her out and not charging nothing. She's like, "I'm gonna give you something." No, I'm good. Just make money, so you be able to pay your bills.
Look at God. I tell you, whew, when you let God use you for his glory, he just set you up so pretty. And there's so many people that's going to hear this podcast show and they're going to say, I barely have enough to keep my bills paid. I barely have enough to eat and pay my bills. I barely have enough for this one and that one. And I know I can't buy clothes and my kids don't have this when it's school time. What would you say to somebody or to some people that say, you know what? I am good at this. I'm a great cook. I do this really well. What would you say to them to help them to take that leap and to go and do the thing that they can do to make a difference for other people and get the income that they want for themselves?
When I see people like that, I see what talents they do have. Even like my one friend, she had to stop working because she wasn't. So now she cooks on the side. It's something everybody can make. It's plenty of money out there to be made. So you got to see what their talents, like you said, and gifts are, and then we'll give them guidance to help them. Like I help them. I'm like, okay, so you can cook. Let's start cooking for people. Selling dinners, doing just start your own. Doing something to that you like and you make money. Because if you like it, it's going to be good. So you got to do something. Like the people that can't pay their bills and stuff, they need to see what talents they have, or like look over at their credit profile. Are you paying too many credit cards? Show you how to downsize. What's going on with you that your situation is like that. That's what we would need to find out, like exactly why you in that situation.
And I think part of it has to do with trying to find value in things, stuff, what's those designer labels, just things, just looking like trying to get our value and worth from things
Right.
that can't give us value and worth. God has equipped all of us to be amazing. And
Mm-hmm.
all we have to do is go and be who we are, which allows us to do what God created us to do. And just be mindful, take an inventory. Like it's a new year. We're a couple months into the new year now. And it's like, what is it about last year that put me in the spot I was in last year? And what things have I learned about what I did that year so that I can do some things differently this year? I think a lot of people don't sit down and look at their life and what's going on. So when we get a chance to look at what's really going on, then we can see what we haven't been able to see because we're so busy just running and doing all the
Right.
things that we're
Yeah.
doing
You
now.
got to sit down and see what you want to do to make it better. Like told my daughter, I want to be a better version of myself this year. I was good last year, but I want to be better this year.
It's
Just
and
got to
that's
sit down and,
amazing.
and see, weigh out what's going on with you. Or you're gonna have, or the same thing gonna happen over and over every year. Same different year, same stuff.
They say if you want something you never had, you got to do something you never done. If you keep doing the
And
same thing you're doing, you're gonna keep getting the same thing you
yeah,
got. And I think sometimes people can get in a rut rather, and they just don't seem to know how to move from where they are to where they need to be. So did you like listen to motivational messages? Did you read the word of God? Did you pray more? What was it that helped you understand that you needed to come out of that world system and come into God's system?
yeah, I pray every day, and I'll be reading the Bible and stuff. I want it better for me and my kids. I'm like, this 9 to 5 is not all I'm doing is paying bills. I'm just living to pay bills. And my bill, I can't even pay all my bills. My daughter was helping me pay the bills. And I was making good money because I can go to work. I ain't feel good. So I'm like, I gotta do something I like so I can make all of the money I need to pay my bills. It's gonna be something I enjoy. I love helping people. So I was like, okay, let me see how I can help my people better themselves. I can help them do taxes because most people that owe tax money, they don't think that they don't file their taxes. They say, "Oh, I owe." I'm like, "Okay, you owe, but we still can see what deductions, how to get you out of that situation." People don't realize that because you owe, you still need to file. But yeah, I just wanted to help people, so I'm like, okay, I got to do something different.
That is amazing. And one of the things that I've realized, I walked away from my state job in 2013 to publish my first book and start my first business. And it was something about realizing that everything that I did on my job was transferable into my business. It wasn't the skills I had to do my job as a paralegal as much as it was who I was doing the job as a paralegal. So the
Mhm.
same interviews I had to make, the same phone calls I had to make to get evidence and different things like that. I use those same skills to call up, say, hey, hi, my name's so and so, and then this is the services that I provide, and these are the helps. These are the ways I like to help, do what you're doing to help the people that you help. And so it's like, it's so many things that we do in that job that are transferable to a business. Like when you said customer service, I
Mhm.
know customer service skills will take you anywhere you want to go
I
around the
know.
world. But it's not just customer service as much as it is you and being who you are that
Right.
gives that good customer service. So we don't recognize that we're not just the job we have, but who we are doing the job and what we add to the job we do. And when people understand, like, hey, I'm still this even without my job. I'm still a great customer service person. I'm still love. I still know how to be kind. I still know how to be helpful. I still know how to support. I still know how to encourage, even if I'm not doing it for my job. And people don't understand that there is so much to you that you don't utilize as a person, especially as a man or woman of God. It's certain things you got to know that it ain't about living for this world. So it's about pleasing God. He didn't save us to go and reserve our seat in heaven. He saved us so he can use us to be his hands and his feet in the earth and to make a difference and to bring heaven to earth. And so how was it for you when you actually realized, oh my goodness, all this time I worked this job and now look at me. I don't have the stress. I got my health back. I'm living a life I really want to live. How was it to really make that transition and know now the life that you believe that you could one day have if you just let that job go? How was it to live this life now? How was it for you?
It was really good because at first I was like scared. You know, you always scared to take, but then you gotta pray on it and take a leap of faith. And if everything fall in line, then you know it's gonna be good for you. Just pray on it. It was scary, but I was like I can't keep doing this 9 to 5. It's making my head hurt. I'm stressed out. I'm like I gotta do something. So I just did it. I just do stuff like when I just packed up and moved here. I just do it. I just pray on it and I do it.
But you know what? There's a lot of people out there that do have gift, talents, and abilities they would like to pursue and start a business and really do that thing they have passion for, but they don't have the family and support. What was it about your husband and your kids and your sisters that said, you know what, we believe in you, Tamika. Whatever we can do to help you, we're going to do it. What was it about them that gave you that support you needed?
Because they I'm always the one that helps everybody do everything regardless. So they already knew when I say I'm gonna do this, they were like, okay, what you need, we'll help you. Because they believe in me, because they know that I'm doing it for the right reasons. And I'm always like my daughter, she has stuff on her credit. I'm like, okay, let's learn how to dispute it. I'm just learning. So they know I'm gonna get it done. And everybody wanna help me. And then I help everybody too. I'm always helping everybody.
And that's one of the things that people don't realize. People can be real selfish. Nobody's doing anything for me. Why should I help them? They pay everybody else money. Why can't they pay me money? It's something about having a self-centered life and a selfish life that you're going to live a miserable life and a terrible, terrible, terrible existence. So it's the givers that's always going to win in the end.
Yep.
If you're a
And
giver, you're going to be okay. If you're a taker, if you're selfish, if you're self-centered, if you're egotistical, it's all about you and what somebody hasn't done or have not done for you, you're just not going to be blessed. You're
it's
just not.
absolutely.
You're
Yeah.
just not.
Yeah, that's why everybody like, oh, you so nice. I said, I treat everybody the way I want to be treated. That's my motto. Nobody's better than the next person. Even like when I was working, like everybody, the ladies, the janitor, I would help her take the trash out. It was like she was too much for her. And she gave me a hug and was like, oh, you so nice. I'm like, it don't matter what type of job you do. I treat everybody the same.
That says a lot about the God in you because, you know, in order for you to give this kind of love and support and help and encouragement, you had to receive it from God first, and you had to do things to bring it to yourself, because nothing's going to happen unless you sow a seed for it. So you're only going to get what you give. So you had to give it in order for it to come back. And some people don't understand that, you know, even volunteering, you know, even if they came someplace and volunteered a couple hours a week, you know, just helping other people adds value to you, and all that stuff come back some other kind of way. I remember when I was going to school, I was going to college, and I heard God say to me specifically, he said, yeah, now it's nice that you're going to have this degree, but that degree has got nothing holding it up. I want you to, every time you on summer break, I want you to volunteer. By the
Mm-hmm.
time I graduated, I had volunteered with the Juvenile Justice Department, the state's attorney's office for domestic violence, the public defender's office, also the legal department for the Department of Social Service, where I awfully got hired. You gotta give in order for you to
You
get.
have to.
If
Yeah,
you just do that, it'll make a great difference in your life.
absolutely.
So
You always
that's
gotta help people. Like nobody's better than nobody else, and if you just keep taking, you're never gonna get nowhere. I'm a true believer in that.
now let me ask you a question. Did you know the value of everything you was doing until people started telling you the difference it was making? How did you know how important it was to help all these, how it was going to make a difference in all these people's lives? Were they just emailing you or telling you, thank you so much, Tamika? What was the feedback that helped you know that you had something that was going to bless others and also bless you?
Because once I helped certain people, then they started referring all of their family members. They just kept saying it, showing me their appreciation by just keep sending people. So I knew I was doing, something good. Because if not, then you're not gonna refer your mom, your dad, your whole family to me. So yeah, everybody I help, they send family members, their kids. Like when I do taxes, like if I do somebody taxes, they send all of their kids, their brothers, their sisters. They send me the whole family. That's why I got so many customers. I had to hire people to help me. They send their whole family to me.
That is such a blessing. And it's not even marketing as much as it is you providing a good service with a good
It's all
quality,
word of mouth.
integrity, and ethics, and doing what you say you're going to do. And
Hmm.
those prices got to be just like, oh my God, some people would never be able to get these things that you provide and
At
from
those
other
prices.
places, because the price would be too exuberant, you know. And you don't have to go try to get rich off of no one or two people. If you serve a lot of people, you're going to get blessed. And like one of the
Absolutely.
things that I also do is I help people write their nonfiction books. And I tell people, I said, the prices that I charge is not what everybody else charge, because I'm not trying to get a whole lot of money from a few. I'm trying to help every person that God has said, I got a book for you to write. I want to help everyone. My goal is to help at least 100 people write their nonfiction books,
That is
tell
good.
their life story. So when people say, well, how much you charge? I say, I have a payment plan and a price point for everybody's budget. So it's nobody that can't write a book if I help them using
Right.
what I do, me and God, that is, and the price that I use and the payment plans that I have. And people just don't know, like, oh, everybody, like, I want to do this, but I don't know anybody. Just, hey, call me up, call Tamika. You can get that credit repaired. You
Yep.
can get that bankruptcy filed and get a new beginning, or you can get your
Taxes.
taxes done. It's a lot of people don't know what's available. And I had one sister tell me this. She said, Cheryl, you can't be on the phone with 5 minutes for you without getting at least three resources. And I pride myself in being a good resource bank. And just
Hmm.
when people like the sister I was telling you about in North Carolina, she said, Cheryl, I asked you for a lot of things, but what do you know about bankruptcy? And I said, well, you can go. She said, I know, but what do you know about it? I want to get your opinion on bankruptcies. And I told her my opinion and what I went through when I filed bankruptcy and how it blessed me. And not only did I tell her all of that, gave her my testimony, I gave her your name, number, and email. And she couldn't stop thanking me. Like, oh, Cheryl, you did it again. You did it again. Make yourself valuable and have good people. And if somebody say to you, you can trust this person, they'll do a good job, they got ethics, they got, they good character, they got good value, good standards. it's like if the person referring the person don't have good character and good values, don't take the referral. But if I do, quality people come in my network and I say, hey, you can go to her, you can go to him. Oh, they're gonna do right by you, and that's what we need to do. So I'll
Yep.
tell you,
Yeah, when she called me, I helped her. I mailed her paperwork, and I'm like, just pay me when you can. She's like, you sure? I'm like, yep. It is what it is. I help people because if they don't pay me, then I won't help you no more. That's how I am. I don't even call you for my money. My husband be like, I'm gonna start a collection. These people owe you. I'm like, no, you don't do that because they're not gonna get blessed, and they're gonna need me in the long run. They're gonna wish that I don't do that. I thank you. Have a good day. I don't get no. I don't need money like that. I'm not gonna harass nobody. I'm helping you from my heart. So if you take advantage of it, it's not gonna hurt me. It's just gonna hurt you in the long run. That's how I am.
and that who I tell you, if we live like God want us to live, if we
Yep.
live to please God, and like He said in His Word, everything you do it unto Him.
Yep.
If we do it, whether we think He sees us or not, He sees everything. The stuff
I
that
know.
we don't see, He sees. So if we do it unto God, we'll truly be blessed. But girl, it has just been an amazing time fellowshipping with you today and hearing all the wonderful ways that you add
Well,
blessings
thank
to the
you.
people you meet. So share with us your contact information. How can people reach out to you and just tell us how we can find you.
Oh, so my company is Debt Elimination. I got an email, Debt Elimination LLC at gmail.com. My phone number is 443-804-7411. That's my business line. Call, text. You can ask for to me because my phone rings all day, every day. So whenever it's not a big deal. Yeah, just call me. Then I just get you set up. I answer my phone all the time, or I text and call you right back.
You know what? You have truly and you continually show up to be a blessing to others, and you're glorifying God in so many ways. And just keep doing what you're doing because He's well pleased with you. And you're making a way for so many people. God has gifted you, and He's gifted you above all with a heart to help, and a heart to serve, and a heart to care, and a heart to feel what people are going through, and a heart to help them when they come. So just keep doing what you're doing because the Lord is
Yeah.
well pleased with you. God
Thank
bless
you.
you. Take care.
Talk to you later. Bye bye.
Bye bye.